Welcome, my peeps, my peoples. Peep Squad is in the building. Peep Squad is in the building, baby. What's going on, my peeps, my peoples? What's happening? My peeps, my peoples. Peep Squad is in the building. Peep Squad is in the building, baby. Peep Squad is in the building, baby. We going to the top, to the top, baby. So what's going on with Peep Squad? How's everybody doing? What's going on? What's cracking, lacking? Marriage Boot Camp is off the chain once again. I was like, Lord have mercy. Phaedra cannot catch a break because on this show, there's too many contenders for Phaedra to be the star of the show. What a damn shame. Phaedra came through, you know, basically to do her thing and get it popping, get the reality TV going. And she got Tahiry, she got HazelE, she got Shonda, she got Willie, she got Kurupt, she got Tony, she got everybody else making a big old splash, and it just looked like Phaedra is just there just to be there. Medina's there too as well. But the surprising part is none of the guys jumped up, none of the women jumped up. Everybody that was shocked. I was like, what's going on? It's almost like they all been through the same thing Tahiry was going through with Vado in that moment. And a lot of people are not happy with Vado either, you know, and people not happy with Tahiry either too as well. They're like, how come Tahiry didn't get any repercussions for throwing them apples? How come the doctors didn't speak on her behavior? Basically, they wanted to make sure that they sent out the message that domestic, you know, situations between, you know, couples is not cool, you know, and they didn't want to give any leeway to anybody pointing the finger at Tahiry. But, you know, the world's pointing the finger at Tahiry, so it is what it is, baby. For real, for real. It's I know, Washington, I can't believe this happened. Yeah, it's like, oh. And they took Vado out. They was like, ooh, Vado exit too as well. And then when they had the conversation with Vado, and Vado was like, she was asking for, I was like, Lord have mercy, why he say that? You know what I mean? Basically, he was like, she gonna sit next to me and talk shit. She gonna sit next to me and talk that crap. Like, come on, son. He was upset. He was mad. He got 2 apples thrown at him. He's on TV. He mentioned that he was on national TV. You know, he's a rapper. And they have this image to uphold. Not that, you know, touching a woman or putting your hands on a woman is anything that's woo-ha or good in the situation. It's just that he felt like he was violated. And you know, people from certain backgrounds, when you violate, they gotta violate back. And then Dr. Ish talking about, you know, Vado, you violated. I was like, now you're a rapper, Dr. Ish? What's going on? Hey, Ralph, what's going on? Kenya Washington, what's going on? Laura Harris, what's going on? What's going on, Green? What's going on, Elizabeth? What's good with y'all? I was like, Lord have mercy. And poor Shonda's so naive. She keep going through the same thing. Willie, he really did pick a good one. He picked somebody who was gonna put up with his shit, somebody that was gonna feel like they was inferior, somebody that felt like, you know, I'm gonna give it all to Willie because I believe in Willie. And Willie had Shonda believing in him. And then when Willie was like, his regrets, what he hated about himself is he didn't have courage. And I wonder if that courage, like, he didn't have courage to bring his career further. And basically, you know, he didn't have the courage to talk to his wife. You know, it's just like, damn. You know, Willie's hitting the points. Willie is realizing there's some certain things about him that ain't kosher, that ain't good. And Phaedra is just chilling. She wants to get up out of that house ASAP, point blank, period, immediately. I know she's like, damn, come on, Real Housewives of Atlanta. She's not trying to be around all that violence. Kurupt is still out here doing what he do. He's drinking, he's taking shots. There's liquor, there's everything available for him to drink. So why wouldn't he not? He don't have that self-control. He's an you know what I mean? So therefore he needs real treatment. This ain't the place for him. So he's always gonna turn up, especially when the drug of your choice is in front of your face all day long. What you gonna do? You gonna turn up. You gonna get it. I'm like, Lord have mercy. What is going on? I don't like Willie. Willie so far is like the coolest, not the coolest, but like all the relationship, Willie, he's a cheater, but the rest of the shit is just crazy. Hey, what's up, Chef Disaster? I mean, it's just crazy. Like, what's really going on? Willie's trying to change. Lord have mercy. You know damn well Willie ain't gonna change. None of these people are gonna change unless they actually get treatment. Phaedra's not here for treatment. She's here for show. She's a perfectionist, and basically she's trying to build that bank account. You know, it is what it is. Yeah, they didn't want to discuss that situation of what Tahiry did, because you have to discuss that situation, because people in their mind would think it's okay, I can just hit a dude and he don't supposed to hit me back. That don't happen like that today. It's a whole different story. People don't even like to get involved in squabbles between couples, because at the end of the day they're gonna go back home with their couple. But you gotta know that you can't put your hands on somebody and expect them not to put their hands on you or throw anything at them and think that's okay, they're supposed to take it, because they just might not. They might jump up, they might pop off, you know what I mean? We might be reading about you in the news. So therefore, keep your hands to yourself. I know sometimes you get angry, you get mad or whatever, then walk away, leave. Don't put your hands on nobody. Anybody that brings you to that point where you got to put your hands on them, or you feel like it, you need to step back and evaluate the relationship, whether you should be in that relationship or not, because no one should get you that angry where you lose control of everything. And Vado knows that he messed up. He knows he did, because with society and the way that people look at things, they're gonna look at him as the bad guy, even though Tahiry was calling him names, talking about him and throwing apples at him. They believe that since he's a man, he should be able to control himself and control his temper. You know what I mean? And a lot of people feel that way too today. That was like, come on, that woman punch didn't really hurt. Them apples didn't really hurt. So you didn't have to get up and do all that, especially when you have, things that can possibly affect your career and how you feed your family. So yeah, it went down. I was like, Lord, they done got Vado up out the house. So here we done threw 2 apples at him, cussed the man out, told him that he was broke, he don't pay the bills, time is money, blase and the third. She was saying all that, and she sat next to him and she said, he's taking me out of character, and he just just went there. He went off. But it's like, why didn't you go off when the apple was thrown? You had time to sit and ponder. But I guess he got angry. I don't know what the case may be, but sometimes you have to control yourself, especially when there's people around, there's a set, there's cameras, you're somewhat as a celebrity, you've been in the music business for a long time, and blase and a third, and 2020, you don't need this type of publicity, point blank period. It is what it is, baby. And so Tahiry sat there and was like, people get me out of character, think I'm a bad person, and Vado done jumped up and he grabbed the clothes, and Tahiry, she's shocked. She don't know what to do, because now she was like, okay, I was provoking him. I was joking or whatever. She said, you don't joke when you throw apples. You don't joke when you say make applesauce with these apples. You don't do nothing like that. Now, what if it was the other way around? People would be shocked and appalled too as well. But you also got to teach women too as well. Don't put your hand on no man, because the consequences might not be in your favor. You might end up getting hurt. You defend yourself and protect yourself, but you don't initiate an altercation with a male, because some males are just stronger. You might get a weak male that you can able to do this and do that, blase and the third, but you might not get that one. You might get one that feels like Mike Tyson, and you don't want that type of situation. I know I don't. I keep my hands to myself. I walk away. I'll talk shit on the phone. I'll text you talking shit or whatever, but I ain't trying to put my hands on you unless I have an escape route. But I'm not even gonna do that, because I don't want you to put your hands on me. So that's the moral of the story. Don't put your hands on nobody, because you don't know how the person is gonna respond, and you want to be here for tomorrow, because a person could respond very differently than you wouldn't think they would ever respond, because you don't know what anger that they tapped into. So keep your hands to yourself, baby, unless you're ready to go to combat. For real. So, the doctor he's over there, he's talking to Vado and everything, and Vado was like, yo, she kept agging it on, she hit me with 2 apples, and she gonna sit right next to me and then keep talking junk, and she's doing this on national TV. He's feeling a certain type of way. He was like, I know I shouldn't have did what I did, but he's angry, he's mad. He was like, why she hit me with 2 apples? Dr. Ish ain't addressing it, or they cut it out, because they be editing or whatever. But basically, Dr. Ish is like, you should never do what you did, point blank period, and that is unacceptable, and you are going to sleep in my office. We're going to put a little mattress here. We're going to give you a jail mattress and whatever. We're going to feel like, it's going to feel like you in jail. You know what I mean? So I was like, hey, what's up, Norris, Tony? Hey, Brandy, what's going on? What's good with y'all? So I'm just like, what is going on with this situation? So Vado, he's extremely upset. He extremely know he messed up, for number one. And then, he knows like, oh shit, this shit is on TV, it's on camera. He already know the backlash is coming, baby. You know what I mean? He already know it's coming. And Dr. Ish was like, you can't do that. You a man. And I was like, Lord have mercy. Vado was like, yo, she kept egging me on. She kept egging me on. This is so frustrating. So he's upset. He's mad. Dr. Ish is talking to him on the side. Tahiry was like, Vado ain't never put his hands on me before. He never did nothing like that to me ever before. So basically, she's saying that this is a shock. This is a surprise. And she didn't want something like this to happen between these two because they've been knowing each other for over a decade. So she's feeling, hey, what's up, deuces? What's good with you? She threw them 2 apples at him. I know. Lord have mercy. You know she did. It is what it is. And so now, but as you see how like 2 episodes is about Tahiry, so Phaedra Parks don't got no chance going on. Hey, beautiful to you too. Thank you so much, deuces. For real. You always be on point. So the situation is just Tahiry's basically, she knows she wished she would have never did what she did, but she hasn't said that she was sorry. She hasn't said that she regret any of her behavior. Basically, she's talking about her past abuse and what happened to her, and this is something that's never happened before, and she's just shocked and she's frustrated too as well. I was like, girl, you threw them apples. Phaedra Parks is just like, yo, I need to get up out of here. This ain't the place for me. She was like, people putting their hands on each other, like, Lord. And then we have, Medina. He was there, and he didn't know. None of the guys got up. Like, nobody got up. Everybody was just sitting there like this is some normal shit that happens every day. Like, for real. Hey, what's up, Latoya? So it's just like, what's going on? And so the Dr. Ish is talking to, Tahiry to make sure she's okay, telling her she didn't do anything to deserve this. This is not her fault. None of this, none of it is her fault, point blank, period. And then also, he asked her if she wants to call the police. She was like, nah, I don't want to call the police. So hey, Pamela Corda, Carpenter, what's going on? Phaedra Park, she's faking like crazy. Oh, she don't give a damn no more. She just upright letting us know that she don't give a shit about this show. She don't give a shit about none of this. She don't want no hands put on her. She just wants to get up out of this house because this is not the reality TV she wants, because it's on a whole different level. It's turned up. Phaedra can't even turn up enough to outshine anybody because everybody is just reckless, baby. I mean reckless. Like all over the place reckless. And so, Tahiry, she's crying because she's losing a friend and she wants to talk to Vado, but she knows he gotta go, he gotta leave. And so she was like, I just know him for over 2 decades. I don't want to ruin our friendship or whatever, but she's still not admitting that she did anything wrong. Basically, she just, it would be better if she said, I shouldn't have did this, but he shouldn't have did that. To let women know, don't put your hands on nobody too, because you don't know what you expect. You think you can shame a man or you can shame him from not responding back to you, but some men don't care about no shame. You know what I mean? They feel like you violated, so they gotta do what they gotta do. Only the fittest survive. Some men can walk away or go call this one and call that one, or call sister, call auntie, call somebody, but so it is what it is. So she's crying and she's talking, and she's reliving past, abuse that she has suffered and things like that. And she's talking about it. She got attacked, her nose. She's been in 2, not so good relationships where it was physical altercations or whatever. And Tony, she's sad for Tahiry because now she's reliving the emotions that happened to her. That's why I was like, everybody didn't move, because this shit is like regular. It's like next day shit. It's like, yo, this happens all the time. We are all involved in, altercations with each other, except for Phaedra and Medina. they don't got that going on with each other, but Medina got a pass where restraining orders were put on him and everything else like that. So Tony's crying. She's in her confessionals. She's feeling a certain type of way. I was like, Lord have mercy. So she's crying for Tahiry, and Shonda is comforting Tahiry. They're comforting Tahiry, Blas and the third, because they all experience the same thing. They might, Shonda might not say it, but she has experienced it too as well. And Tony admitted that she has experienced the same type of situation. And, HazelE told us she experienced that situation with Devon, with her boy thing, with her boo thing, with her little boy. So, they're comforting Tahiry and everything. Phaedra's like, nobody touching, nobody hurting. Basically, she's telling, Medina, don't touch me. And she's trying to show her breasts to show that she got a little something going on with Medina when we know nothing is going on. And basically, she's sending a message that I don't want to be in no altercation with the castmates, because there's already 2 altercations that already happened so far. And so she don't want to be bothered. She can sit up in that bed. She'll sit up in that bed. Vado basically said he had no business doing what he did. He shouldn't have did it, but basically he felt like he was egged on and he was provoked, and it's just something that should have happened. And he can't believe that Tahiry pushed him to that level. That's his explanation of the situation. He just blacked out. But it's like, you should have blacked out when them apples got thrown at you, not afterwards. But then Tahiry sat next to him and she was popping off a little bit. So everything with him was, anger and his ego and everything else behind that situation. Kurupt is on the wrong show. He needs to be on rehabilitation series. Lord have mercy. Kurupt really needs some help. Hey Sanders, how you doing? What's going on? Hey Boat White, what's going on? Like, yeah, Kurupt, yeah, he's on the wrong show. And it's wrong that they're putting him and Tony through that situation. He absolutely needs a rehab. There's nothing Tony can do to change him, no matter how much love he has for her, if his kids. If he hasn't changed for his kids, his grandkids, he is not going to change for her, especially when he's continued to do the same behavior. Something really shocking what happened to him for him to change, and Tony might not be there, but he actually is a sick man, and he actually really needs extensive care, and this show is not here for that type of situation, because he's dealing with a whole lot, and this is just for show. And so at this point, Vado got to go stay at the hotel. They're moving him around. Kurupt and his girl looking like, oh Lord have mercy. She started talking thugging too as well. She's like, what, I supposed to be thugging in this relationship? I was like, Lord, what is going on? Then she jumps up and she wants to go head up with Kurupt. Well, she could probably win with Kurupt because he's very fragile and weak too. And Phaedra's like, this violence, this shit, what's going on? Like, she's like, I know, Vado can't be here because of legal reasons and liabilities and things like that. But she's just like, damn, this is just, none of this shit is okay. And she wants to get the hell on. She wants to be out. And, basically she's surprised too as well. But only person that was in the favor of Vado that spoke on the camera was Kurupt. Kurupt was like, they were both wrong. She shouldn't have threw them apples at him. And that's what Kurupt, said to Tony. Tony was like, no. And so we got a situation with Willie. Willie's asking, Tahiry, like, this is something that happens, like, at home it would be different. She was like, no, he ain't never put his hands on me. He ain't never touched me. He never did this. This is so shocking. She's surprised. I was like, 'cause she was out there doing the most stuff. She was just cussing his ass out. Like, she's accusing the Hennessy of being a problem with Vado because he never acts like this. And liquor sometimes, can play a role in it or whatever. But she is happy that he is not staying at the house. But she does want to talk to him. Vado is he's being informed that he needs to go to a hotel. They're gonna still work with him, but from a hotel. We've seen this before. So he's gonna be in a hotel because basically they want to send a message that domestic disputes are not okay. And they're considering, he's just basically the predator, and he needs to go so everybody else can be safe in the house. Point blank, period. That's where they're going at with that shit. I was like, Lord. And they're telling Tahiry asking Tahiry how she feels about the situation. She's happy that he's gonna be at the next house, but this never happened before. And basically she doesn't know, why this even went down. She don't know. I was like, girl, you don't know you threw them apples at him. You said he was broke, time is money, and he ain't paying the bills. You was yelling and screaming screaming at him and cussing him to death doesn't give him a right to ever put his hands on you. But girl, you threw them apples like you was playing baseball, baby. I thought you was on the Red Sox the way you was throwing them apples. And so we have Vado. He is being escorted out the house after sleeping on the jail bed all night with no fitted sheet, with no sheet and just a blanket and a pillow. They tell Vado he can go, so they're trying to punish him. I was like, Lord, what is going on, baby? And then we got not Tahiry, but HazelE and Devon. Devon was like, we family now, baby girl. We family. Like, we gonna work everything out. So he's spitting all that young gangster shit to, HazelE. And she's like, yeah, but we gotta get married first. He goes, we gonna do that. Don't worry, babe. We gonna do that. I was like, Lord. And then you have HazelE talking about, he used to be talking to these girls. Girls used to be up in his DMs, but they ain't no more because I'm gonna make him a successful model. He is gonna be a model out here in these streets. And he was like, we family now, so we're gonna change. So you ain't gonna be snatching phones out of her hand, yelling, going from 0 to 100. He was like, we family now. He was like, I got you. You got my seed now. It's a wrap. It's a wrap. And then Kurupt, he is running around that house drinking his ass off, and Tony is getting pissed off about him drinking. She's trying to tell him to settle down, and he was like, what are you talking about? I'm not really doing so much. Blase in the third. I was like, Lord, Kurupt is just doing too much. Just too much liquor. He's taking shots all day long. And so the group has been informed that Vado is out. Vado ain't coming back for right now. He's in a hotel, and they ain't gonna give up on him because allegedly this is the first time. Phaedra Parks is like, I just gotta get up out this house. Medina was like, violence is never okay. I was like, why didn't you jump up, Medina? What's going on? Then we have this exercise where they gotta say what they hate about themselves. We have Tahiry. She hates her nose because somebody knocked her in the nose and it's crooked. So there's a whole lot going on with Tahiry, where Tahiry just needs a man that's going to 100% love each and everything about her. Just gonna love, her yelling, her screaming, her disrespect, her throwing apples. That's somebody that's gonna cater to all her needs. She needs somebody like that. I don't know if she's gonna find them, but they do exist. Believe me, they always exist. And she needs something like that if she's not gonna work on herself, because she gotta work on her anger issues, baby. She gotta work on all the regret and the things. She doesn't want to be known as a video vixen. And Vado, first thing he called her was thirsty. He was just dissing her for real. Like, damn. Like, it's a crazy situation. I'm like, Lord have mercy. Phaedra Parks basically saying she is too generous. Hey, Pink, it looks like Shonda and Willie relationship might work. It might work, but Willie is probably gonna cheat again. If they started arguing, because his excuse is he can't communicate with Shonda. So, Phaedra Park issues is she's too generous. She be giving way too much money away. She's a perfectionist. Everything good. Phaedra. Phaedra ain't gonna say nothing bad about herself, point blank, period. And, Tony's basically like, yo, I go from 0 to 100 to 1,000. I'm tired of being taken advantage of. I'm tired of, not having the loyalty. So basically, Tony's kind of waking up a little bit. She's feeling like, I need to worry about myself instead of worrying about Kurupt. That's how she feels at this time of point. Shonda, she hates that she gave up on her career. She hates that she let Willie walk all over her. She hates, all the dumb shit, all the shit that she allowed Willie to do to her. And basically, it seems like she was so naive when she got into the relationship with Willie, and she depended on him, and Willie disappointed herself. So that seems why Willie feels insecure about where the promise that he made and the places that he thought that he was supposed to be at in 2020, but he's not there. And so that gives him the reason to run out there and cheat. He probably blamed, Shonda too as well. And then also the kids being, financially, because they were financially not stable when they was on Love and Hip Hop. So Willie has a whole lot of issues. Hurting her makes him feel a little bit better, and making her, having Shonda love him unconditionally and want to stay with him regardless and put him on that pedestal. And then, Willie be bragging, oh, I cheated with 12, but there was a million women that wanted to. What career? I know, girl. What career, Sanders? Tahiry needs to love herself. Damn, I know. Yeah, she got a whole lot of work to do. She's not happy either where she's at, because once they started in this beginning of, reality TV, they probably really felt like it was going to go somewhere else, not, doing marriage boot camp and having all this crazy shit go on and being exposed. Some stuff that's true, some stuff is fake, or just having, just looking, reckless on TV. So Medina's problem is, trusting people. He's judgmental. He builds people up, blasé the third. I don't know. He is just sofa. He's just the furniture. He could have been one of them apples in the bowl. So now they're going to get t-shirts, that they wrote about all the things that they didn't like about themselves. Now it's going to be on a t-shirt and they got to wear this shit around the house. I was like, Lord, yeah. They do way too much going on. Tony's pissed. Tony, because she knows Kurupt is over there getting drunk. Kurupt looks sober here, but the way they're editing and make it look like Kurupt been drinking all day, so we don't know if he was drinking all day or not. Because we already know WeTV editing. We have Shonda, she's basically confronting Willie, like, why did you cheat? Like, what's wrong with me? Am I less this? Am I less that? I allowed this. So she's basically realizing I allowed all this shit to happen to me. I put my life on hold to put this man up on a pedestal, and he turned around and cheated on me 12 times, and he disrespected me and blasé the third. And so that's why she's always angry and upset. So every time that she sees Willie, she sees the disappointments and the lies that he told her over the years. And so that's why they can't communicate, because she's hurt and he's hurt, and they're both discouraged because they feel like they didn't have the courage to do the things that they wanted to do when they were of age. And basically, they was hitting the scales of fame or whatever the case may be. Shonda said she could sing. I was like, Shonda, Kurupt is out here still drinking. He's talking about, I'm only taking shots. Tony's upset. She was like, you're drinking too much. Kurupt is like, yo, they both was wrong. Tahiry was wrong, and so was Vado. So Kurupt is the only person that actually said that Vado was wrong on camera. Other people could have said it, but it could have been edited out. You already know. Tahiry needs a man that's gonna make applesauce. When she threw them apples, I was like, Lord, this Maryjane is also sad. It's like a train wreck. It is. Lord have mercy. Look at Tony. Tony's in limbo. I don't know what's going on with Tony. Tony right here, she's talking. Kurupt is ignoring her. She was like, she wants things to get better. She can't stand this bullshit that she's going through. And Kurupt is just sitting there, just letting her talk like he's angry, like he's upset. Like he can't stand to hear her damn voice. Like, Lord, what's going on? He can't stand to hear her voice. He don't want to hear what she got to say. He don't want to hear shit. And so, that conversation ends up going left, and then Kurupt says some ignorant shit like, I don't know why you here then. If you feel that way and all this other stuff, then why you here? If it's too much for you, why you here? Like, and Kurupt is talking about no disrespect. All right, homie, cuz he's talking to her like she's a G and shit. And that's when she says that, what, I'm supposed to be thugging it out with him. I was like, Lord, Kurupt and Tony is a mess. Point blank, period, all day, every day. And Kurupt was like, I don't know why you here then. And Tony is pissed. She's kind of upset with the situation too. So she's because Kurupt is always dismissing her, but he's suffering from an illness, So she turns around. She says to him, if you disrespect me again, I'm gonna turn up. I'm gonna show you. He looked at her like, okay, ma'am, okay, ma. he calmed down. He just looked at her. She done got up off the chair. She is ready to go, baby. You better sit down. Lord have mercy. We don't need another incident. So she's gonna be turning up because she's gonna find out that Kurupt is out here still talking to homeless women. That's what she said. So she's saying that Kurupt is out here sleeping with homeless women. So that means Kurupt is out here sleeping with, ladies that are walking the street, night walkers for $5.99. What's going on? So Kurupt is like on that type of totem pole. What's going on? Hey, Miss T, what's up with you? She always looking like she has a stink on her face. Tony's miserable. Kurupt is a Philly dude. He is damn right he is so ignorant when it comes to Tony sometimes. But then you can see the clearness part of him talk about what he really regrets. So if he can get out of all that past hurt and pain that'll be cool, but before he can do anything, he got to get out the bottle. The bottle got to go. And in order for him to get out the bottle, he's actually going to need a facility that's going to be able to monitor his vital signs and make sure that he's okay, because you can actually disappear from this earth when you're trying to, go so cold turkey, especially if you drink all day long, So we have Phaedra and Miss HazelE talking about they don't like clout chasers. They want somebody to love them for them. And so, HazelE is like, if I wasn't famous, would you be with me? Hell no, Devon would not be with you if you wasn't famous. He was probably going through every DM, every Twitter that he could get, because she said that he was out here and he had girls in the DMs. He was looking for some, he called up, Selena Powell, the Black Widow or whatever. If she didn't have the money, no, Devon would not be with HazelE. I mean, if she didn't have a little bit of a status where he can kind of go off of it and get his feet wet, because sometimes it's hard to get into the business, especially if you don't got no connections or if you really don't have any talent. So therefore, hell no, Devon would not be with you. No, he wouldn't. And with Phaedra, she's not with Medina, so she don't gotta worry, but she's already paying Medina a salary to be her partner on this show. Point blank, period. That's what it is. There's no relationship, there's no chemistry. Phaedra don't want that man. Phaedra ain't attracted to him. He ain't attracted to Phaedra either, but he need a job and a paycheck, and they're hoping that, maybe the ratings, maybe somebody will call them, you know what I mean? They can put it on their portfolio. I can't hate the game. Can't hate the game. Hazel ain't even famous. How is he clout chasing? She got a little bit of fame. He's on TV. He's on WeTV. And the next show that she gets on, he will probably be on there with her too as well, because he will be her boo thing. He'll be her man thing. What happened to Cat Williams? He kicked HazelE out. He didn't want nothing to do with her no more. And they had a really bad fight. And there was a lot of illness going on between both of them. So they separated. But HazelE was also dating the other dude, Chef. I was like, whatever. So Kurupt is basically talking about his drinking. He hates that he's ignorant. Yeah, Kurupt can talk very ignorant when it comes to Tony, but he do have, something still there in Kurupt. And so Kurupt basically hates the way he treats Tony. He hates the way he treats his family. He just hates the drinking. He hates that he didn't, do the things that he needed to do when it was very important to do. So, it almost looked like the dummy was going to knock out Kurupt, if you ask me. That's all I'm saying. And then you got Medina. He's in a nice stance. You could have jumped up when Vado was coming after Tahiry, because you was checking out Tahiry a couple of episodes. You was checking her out. I'm doing good. What's good with you? Hickerson. If she has to question why Devon is there, then that's a sign that she needs to step. If Phaedra wants her African prince, that's right, girl. That's what she wants. If a person don't watch WeTV, they wouldn't know who HazelE is. But people still do remember her from Love and Hip Hop. Love and Hip Hop, she really, she was supposed to be a contender for a long time until, she said, them comments and the colorist issues. So therefore, Hazel died out. But she would have still been on Love and Hip Hop, Hollywood. And she had a whole lot of situations going on that show. But, you too funny, bro. So we have Phaedra Park. She's over here playing around. Like, I'm a perfectionist. I hate that I'm too generous. I hate that I give my money away. I hate that I'm, blasé. She's taking this shit as a joke because she wants to get the hell on. And there's nothing she can do to outshine the rest of these ladies because, she's not going to be on TV in some type of with this show. No, she ain't get paid enough to get all that out there. She ain't gotta do no work. We have Tony. She's mad because she wants to go. The anger 0 to 100. She's tired of the way that she's been treated. I would be tired too, girl. I would have been ran. I would give, Kurupt the number of the nearest, companion center or, home health care aid and been on my mother effing way, baby. Devon is tired of being people judging him, and he's tired of not being independent, So basically, he wants to be independent. He wants his own money. And HazelE might be a come up for him. HazelE do know a lot of people in Hollywood. She's been around for a long time. She knows a lot of people behind scenes. Ralph, you're going in. She knows a lot of people behind scenes and things like that. So it is what it is. And so we have Shonda. She just hates that she gave up on life, period, and left her life in the hands of Willie, and Willie didn't do nothing with her life or his life, but they're still living. They got beautiful kids to raise that they can have a wonderful future too as well, and hopefully break the generational curse of Shonda being mistreated and Willie doing what he do. And so it was funny because Willie was boxing that dummy. I was like, oh shit, Willie was beating that dummy up. He threw it on the floor and everything. And so the producers asked Devon, so what did you think about Willie's punches? He was like, I never felt them. I was like, oh, but Devon is always quick with it. I gotta give Devon that. He's always quick with it. He was like, I never felt his punches. So basically, he's throwing out the situation where, online, Willie's saying that he punched, Devon. It looked like he did punch him. Devon is saying he didn't punch me because, Willie was getting big up by, Ryan Henry from Black Ink, Meg, saying, oh, look at that Chicago punch or whatever. But Devon over here saying, I don't know how Willie punched because I didn't feel his punches. So basically, he's saying he didn't get punched. I was like, Lord. And so now they all got to go deal with their situation. Lord help them. Willie does have a heart-to-heart with Shonda. And he was like, Shonda, the way that you talk to me and how you address me with the anger and the madness, I'm going to do it anyway. But if you ask me nicely, I can do it happily. And Shonda was like, okay, I agree. Because they have a lot of hatred towards each other because their lives didn't go the way it was supposed to. One another were dependent on each other. So it looks like they're getting some groundwork done. I did not see a punch from Willie. Well, when Willie posted his on Instagram in slow motion, it really does look like Willie hit Devon. But, Devon said he didn't hit him. Devon said he didn't touch him. And so, Kurupt has a heart-to-heart. He's let people know that, his mom died. He missed his mom. His mom was his best friend. His mom was everything to him. And she's gone and she's not here. And basically the alcohol, and he's hurting because of the way he treats Tony, his kids. He just needs some help. And, he's hurt. And there's a lot of regret that he has, and he feels very insecure. And so that's why he's Kurupt. And he said basically people don't like him as Ricardo, but they like him as Kurupt. No, Ricardo and Kurupt are the same person. Ricardo drinks, Kurupt drinks. These guys are one person. And he feels like to be the happy-go-lucky guy, he got to be drunk. Everybody don't want to be around a happy drunk. People don't want to be around a drunk, period. They want people to be cool in the environment, maybe be a little, buzzed, but not totally on your ass. That's not something that some people enjoy all the time, but he got addicted to it. So he's telling his story to, Tahiry, and then he goes upstairs, he cries because he misses his mother, and Tony was like, you know what? He is lying. I lost all my family. I don't got my family. So now we know Tony doesn't have a family, because I was like, her family might be like trying to save her. So there's nobody trying to save her because she says she has no family. And so she goes through Kurupt phone, baby, and she finds out he is, texting, and he called a homeless girl. So, she's pissed and they gonna go ham. That's the situation. Who is HazelE to Clout Chase? It's bad when Cat Williams talk about you. Plus, she don't appreciate black women. Lord have mercy. He's light skinned, but I am problem. Devon is a colorist. You think Devon's a colorist too? He can't make it without HazelE. She needs to stop. You're too funny. Lord have mercy. That was too funny. Ricardo or Kurupt needs to grow up. He is a grown man, and those kids need a father. Amen, Pamela Moore. For real, for real. You know, he needs to get the help. He needs to actually book himself into a rehab. I bet if he called any of his celebrity friends that he once was cool with, they would pay for him to go into a rehab facility for him to actually detox for real. I mean, detox. I think he needs to be in a facility for a year. Yes, she did. She said, oh, he called this homeless girl. Tony is talking crap. Tony's talking her shit, baby. For real. Tony ain't playing. I knew Tony was estranged from her family. I think some people said that in the chat when we first, was talking about the episode, because we was like, dude, her family see what's going on with her. Like, yeah, so she said all her family's dead. So that's probably why she attached herself to Kurupt, because somebody she can take care of her. She can take care of somebody that needs her, somebody that's dependent on her, and she feels like maybe he'll never leave her because he's sick, he's ill, and she's gonna do all this to show how good she is. But at the same time, taking care of him and be good to him, he's gonna value me, he's not gonna leave me. So they both do have some type of abandonment issues and insecurities too as well, and this is why they have lashed on to each other for 2 years, but I don't know how long it's gonna last. Hey Miller, what's going on? Love you too, girl. Thank you. I appreciate it. Anybody want to call in? Quick call in to tell me what you think about the episode. But next episode is gonna go down. It's a damn shame. Phaedra can't outdo none of these people. These people are doing way too much. 2 episodes has been about Tahiry, and then after that it's about HazelE. So it's like she can't compete with all this. She can't compete with all these people doing what they do. I mean, they going ham, and I don't know if they're ever gonna show. I don't know if Tahiry said anything about her behavior, but I don't know if she took any ownership of her behavior at all. Hey, what's up, Abso? What's good with you? Devon said he was a pretty mother effer with a problem. I know. I don't know what's gonna happen with that situation, but HazelE is gonna have fun chasing and arguing and crying that night, because Devon's gonna run them streets. He's gonna be a young man all day. Oh, he gonna take the keys, he gonna take the money and leave her ass at home by herself. Unless there's some way that he, feels a certain type of way about her, where he can change and actually really fall in love with her too as well. I think he does have feelings for her. He doesn't have a problem whether she's pregnant, whether anything is not a problem. He's ready to go all in. But the problem is he going all in for the right reasons or the wrong reason? Is HazelE a lick for him? She's talking about driving her Maserati, her Porsche. I don't know what kind of car, but she said she had a fancy car and he be driving her car. He be driving her car, baby. He is like doing it. Please tell me your name and where you're calling from.
Latoya.
Hey Latoya, what's going on? How you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing all right. So what you think about the episode, Latoya?
You guys are funny. I'm just gonna go down the line. Okay, so Phaedra and this guy. Phaedra's just there for a bag. She seems disinterested in the show. She's very on the surface with whenever they, do the challenges. She's very on the surface of things. She's not really into it. That's all I have to say as far as her. Tahiry and Vado. I don't know, you guys are probably going to hate me for this, but I'm sorry. Tahiry is a major problem of this relationship and Cassidy. It's a major issue. Tahiry is disrespectful. Tahiry is a person that belittles people. And you know what? I'm starting to think Tahiry is a third stepper. Because for her to make comments about, this guy's money and him being the closest person she's ever been with and, belittling him the way that she's been, it says a lot about the kind of person she is. And she could just be doing that simply because she wants, to find a way of hurting him or getting some type of reaction out of him. But I think the first episode of the show, when they did when they were standing at the podium and they had to address the private videos that they were doing, when she got back into the room, she threw something at him. And if she didn't have a bad aim, she would have hit the dude upside the head, and he wasn't even looking at her. He was facing the other way when he was laying on the bed. So she threw something. So this is not the first time she's attacked him. And what I keep telling people is people have to understand, we don't know how many times he's walked away. We don't know how many times he's walked away. We don't know how many times he's been the bigger man in situations like that where there's a confrontation. You know, Tahiry had no right, absolutely no right, to throw anything. He hit that dude square in the face with an apple. And then everybody wants him to be civil and walk away because he is the man. That's not the way you do things. That's just not the way you do things. You don't do that to people. And she was out of line. And I think the reason why he didn't react with the apple thing is because he was trying to keep himself together. Because even when they showed it, when they were all gathered around, you know, finally talking to Dr. Ish, you can see he was trying to keep himself together. So you can see he was livid. And then on top of throwing shit at me, on top of throwing stuff at me, now you want to bump off at the gun. Now you want to bump off at the gun. Yeah, the guy lost it. She walked into that. She set herself up for that. I can't say that he was right for doing that, but I can't say that I entirely blame him. I think that they both need counseling, and I think that they need to discontinue this relationship. I genuinely think that they need to discontinue their relationship. As far as with Devon and HazelE, I'm not going to lie to you. I genuinely, like this season, the person I like the best on this season is HazelE. Because aside from how she is as a person or the person that she portrayed herself on shows previous, she's the only one that's really, really trying to keep it real with herself. I think that she's definitely making an effort for her relationship, and she's willing to do what it takes for her relationship. Now, whether she should stay in the relationship or not, I think that that's something that she's struggling with, knowing all the red flags. But I think that, you know, she definitely is trying, and I like that about her.
Alrighty, Latoya, I feel you. We'll see what happens. There's only a couple of more episodes left. We're gonna see if they're gonna stay together or if they not. When it comes to the other couples, but we know that, you know, Shonda and Willie are still together, and we know HazelE and Devon are together. We know they're still together.
Okay, so I mean, only time will tell about stuff like that, but I definitely think that Tahiry needs to find herself. She's at this point, I think she's 41. At this stage in the game, she really needs to take time for herself and figure out who Tahiry is and love Tahiry. She has a lot of healing to do. She has a lot of growing up to do as well, because you can't be the voice of reason when Devon and Willie go at it, but then turn around and do the same BS when the time comes for you to be in a different type of situation. You know, people are always on the outskirts and in the audience who can tell you a whole general synopsis of what's going on in a scenario and what you should and shouldn't do. And then you put them in a similar situation and they can't be, you know, honorable or respectful individuals as well. You feel me?
We're going to see what happens with this situation, but Tahiry swore that he ain't never touched her before. This is something that is shocking.
And I believe he has it. He looks like he has it. I believe he's the type of guy, when you confront him, especially a female, when you confront him, he's the type of guy that looks like, all right, and just to shut you up. And most dudes will take the L of a girl knock him upside the head if he cheating or if he do something that's really disrespectful to her. Most dudes will take the L, like, all right, you got that. All right, you just got 2 hits. All right. 15 more you coming at me with is a little bit much. You know what I mean? But the dude ain't do nothing. He didn't do anything. His crime is being broke. So why you with him?
Because she can't keep a rich man. That's the only reason why. She can't keep.
That's why she needs to find herself.
Yeah,
these people don't do anything for clout. They do anything to be on somebody's
a broke man. So, but you don't think HazelE is dating Devon because he's young and all this other stuff? Do you think that she chose? Do you think that she chose Devon as like someone that can actually really be her equal partner?
I think that HazelE may have unfortunately made the decision to date Devon because of how he looks. I think that HazelE is a colorist, and that's something that she has to accept. But I think she's dealing with him because of how he looks. I think that's why she's dealing with Devon. And unfortunately, she's gonna have to deal with the trials and tribulations that come with that. But I think that's why she's dating him. I think she's trying to find the good in him, and she's trying to kind of nurture him and kind of mold him into the man that's her ideal man character-wise. But I don't think that initially when she got with him, it was because he was this grandiose man. You know what I mean? I think that it was definitely because of how he looked.
Oh, yeah. She was like, I'm going to snatch this up. Thank you, LaToya. I appreciate you. Thank you for calling in.
Thank you so much for having me, as always.
Oh, thank you always, LaToya. Have a good one. Blessings.
You too. Bye-bye.
Thank you. So we gonna see, but HazelE is stuck with him to the long haul because she, they got a child together, and they absolutely talked about marriage. He's talking about he's down to get married. Let's see who's really not down to get married. It might be HazelE that's probably holding him back from not getting married, because Devon looks like he's ready for any train, any roller coaster, anything. He's down for. He's ready to take this ride with HazelE, baby. Lord have mercy. So Tahiry mad cause Joe cleaned up and now is better off minus her. Lord have mercy. Ooh. I think she spoke about that. Joe did propose to her and everything else like that, but Joe was still having some situation where he was still, messing with, some substance. And so that's one of the reasons too as well. And Joe was cheating a whole lot. And now is he really a changed man? He's financially, he's changed. Financially, Joe is, he's at the top of his game, financially. Hey, what's up? What's your name and where you calling from?
Norris from Flint.
Hey, what's up, Norris? What you think about the episode?
It was good. I think that Tony needs to run when it comes to Kurupt. I mean, him and her just not gonna work out. I just don't see it. It's nothing she can do to help him. Nothing. He needs to get professional help, and he needs to work on himself. And I think she needs therapy too. Mm-hmm. Because it don't seem like she's ever had a decent man in her life. Considering the fact that she's been through abuse, and he abuses her verbally. Disrespects her and just talks to her any kind of way. And, he's pushing her to a point where she might end up snapping on him. And if she do that or even consider snapping, then she needs to leave. Because you shouldn't be with somebody who's going to push you to your limits and make you want to snap or do something to them physically. So I just think she needs to just go. She needs to just go and move on with her life and, let him go his way and she go her way, because they're not going to work. I can see it now. They just not going to work out because they can't get along. Mm-mm. They just can't get along. It's just like he got too many issues. And like somebody said in the comments, he on the wrong show. He need to be in a rehab. Facts. It's like the show for him. And then, that new song by Tony Braxton, Do It. Mm-hmm. I think that I'm going to apply that song to Willie and Shonda. I think that Shonda needs to listen to that song and leave Willie. I like Willie, but all the women, I just can't see how she can stay with him knowing that he done cheated with them many women. And then, I don't think the cheating is out of his system. I think he going to do it again. If he ain't doing it now, he probably going to get tempted to, unless he gets some professional help. I think I don't know if marriage counseling going to help them. I just think that he personally need to get some help of his own. But yeah, that song by Tony Braxton, I think that Do song by her, applies to them perfectly. Because I just don't see him changing anytime soon unless he gets some professional help of his own. See some kind of counselor on how to be, on how to be faithful and be a better husband. Because I don't think this show is enough. Especially when somebody done cheated that many times, it just, I think, or either they need to get a separation. She need to see what it's like, make him see what it's like, what life is like is without her, and see if he'll make the changes that he needs. Let him know that she's serious. So maybe a separation might help, but I know that the way they going right now, they ain't gonna work unless she takes some type of action to make him understand that, she ain't playing no games. And, Phaedra, on the other hand, she missing out on Mr. Chocolate. That could have been her Mr. Chocolate had she played her cards right.
Nah,
yeah,
he ain't worth it. She's paying him. He ain't got nothing for her. Phaedra don't want no broke man.
Yeah, but like I said, she needs to leave him then. If he can't do nothing for her, then she needs to leave him.
He's good for TV.
Go her own way.
He's good for TV. That's why she's paying him, and that's why she got him there. He's good for TV. He's a good participant.
Yeah, but she out of her element on this show, though.
Oh,
this
yeah.
ain't the show for her.
Nope.
She, like you say, she out of her element. She too bougie for this show.
Yeah, she can't compete.
Yeah, she too bougie. And HazelE and Divine, I think that, I thought she been doing better behavior-wise the last couple of episodes, She been behaving better, and I admit he been acting a little better too. But if they think about getting married, they need to go to pre-marriage counseling first. They need to get some kind of counseling before they get married. And he need to, he needs some help too, because like I said, I think he gonna mess around on her and be cheating on her and stuff like that. So I just don't think that now is the time for them to be getting married. I think they got issues that they need to work through, especially his temper. Because like I said, a couple of episodes ain't gonna change that temper.
Facts. He
need to get some type of therapy for that temper. So hopefully he eventually will be the man for her, or maybe maybe that baby that they have can somehow bind them together even closer. But they gonna need some therapy, especially him. And HazelE, I don't think she completely loved herself. I think she can use a little therapy too, because it seemed like she ain't good at picking men either. Especially if she picking this young one and she can't find one her own that's good and decent her own age. She insecure. I think she got some insecure issues. She jealous of women that look like Shonda, like brown skin or dark skin women. I think she jealous of them. That's why she's such a colorist. So she got inner issues too that she needs to deal with, that she needs to get help for and get clean, and she needs to clean up. And then Tahiry and Vado, I just think they need to just go their separate ways. She can't be friends with him after that. And then, I think it's been so much disrespect on both ends, but basically verbally from her, and he let her push him to a point that he reacted the way that he did. I think that when she first started disrespecting him, he should have just had conversations with her and just told her how he felt about it. He needed to try to express himself and let her know how he felt, and let her know that he wasn't going to tolerate it and he wasn't going to put up with it. And if she can't respect him or can't accept him for who he is, then they shouldn't be together. Period. Because, the whole season she been verbally attacking him and going after him, and he been holding his frustration and his temper in, and that's not good when you don't. And basically, I think that they should have been communicating their issues to Dr. Ish more. They should have, and I don't think they've been talking to him nor each other enough. That's why he snapped like that, because he let all his frustration and his anger, let all that turn into anger, and he reacted in the wrong way. That's why I say you should never hold your anger in. You should let people know how you feel about the way they're treating you. Because if you don't, you might get another Vado and act out. So, but I think too much damage has happened now that they got physical with each other. I just think that they just need to go their separate ways. I don't see them being friends. So it's time to say goodbye and just move on. And Tahiry, like the last caller, Latoya said, she needs to work on herself. She needs to learn how to love herself, and she needs therapy. And Vado do too. Need some kind of therapy to teach him how to show his feelings and communicate and work on his communication skills so he won't snap on no other woman and hurt her.
Facts. Thank you, Tony. Appreciate it.
You're welcome.
God bless you. Thank you for calling.
Yep, you too. And I hope you check out my last video I made 2 days ago.
I will. Thank you, Tony.
Yep, you have a good night.
You too as well. Oh, yeah, we'll talk soon. We have Real Housewives of Potomac. I will talk to you Sunday.
Oh, yeah. Sure do.
Amen. Talk to you soon.
Yeah. Did you see the second episode?
Of what? Real Housewives of Potomac? Yeah, I did.
Yeah. But, yeah, you're going to review that in the third episode, huh?
Yep.
Both of them?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I'll find out Sunday what you do. But, anyway, have a good night.
All right, peace. Good night.
Call, and I like the video.
Thank you so much. Appreciate it.
Yes, you're welcome.
So, yep, we have it. Do we have any more calls? Anybody else want to call in and talk about the shit show that is on TV? Yep, they need to separate. I won't scare for her. She didn't even try to fight back. She was shocked, so she never thought that he was going to even respond like that because they never had any altercations before. And she was like, whoa. Everybody was like, whoa. I was like, damn, you dudes, you people need to jump on reaction. Shit, if you get in a car accident, you're just going to be like, what? You ain't going to hit the brakes? You ain't going to put the emergency brakes on? What's up? You know, what's the reaction? Everybody was just like stunned. I was like, Lord have mercy. Shit, if I'm in a room, you know, somebody better jump up and help my black ass, for real. Especially if you a dude and you in a room, like, yo. Thank you guys so much for coming through. I do appreciate it from the bottom of my heart, my peeps, my peoples. Peep Squad is in the building. This show is just, I don't even know. I guess that money is too good because some of this shit I couldn't even tell people unless it's actually like a PSA to train, and I'm learning too as well. And you're going to hear me telling you what I have learned and my goals and blahs and the thirds, what's my rights and my wrongs. Because basically the way the shit is edited, it's like, you know, no one is really accountable for their behaviors. One second they are, the next second they wilding out. And it's just like, it just seems crazy. And then to think about these people got kids too. And they're acting a fool on TV. Lord have mercy. When I say a fool, I mean a fool. Lord, help us, Jesus. So please, you know, like the video. It'll be greatly appreciated from the bottom of my heart, my peeps, my peoples. Peep Squad, I'm like, Lord, help us, Jesus. This is just too much. Thank you, Miller, for coming through. Thank you, Abso. Thank you, Marcus. Thank you, Abso. And Pamela Moore, thank you for coming through. I don't know what Willie problem is. He has a good woman and family. He's going to go out one time and lose it for good. You know that's right, because that'd be that one time. You allow it for 12 times, but it'll be one time where you be like, you know what, I'm done, I'm finished. Sometimes it takes that. Sometimes you just wake up in the morning and you realize I don't want to be with this person no more, and you walk out and you never look back, because that can happen quick, fast, in a second, where you realize I have no love for this person, I don't want to be with this person, you gone. So we're gonna see what's gonna happen. Thank you, Ralph Esco, for coming through. Miller, thank you always, I appreciate it. Boat White, thank you for coming through. Sanders, good night. I'm like, Lord, send Lord, I wouldn't be able to do it. So the moral of the story, don't put your hands on people. Keep your hands to yourself. And when you see an altercation going down, you know, and if you want to be a part of it, react. Just don't be looking shocked like, damn. It's like a scary movie. Everybody just froze. Nobody jumped up. Thank you for liking the video. I know it is just sad. It's real sad. For real, for real. Norris, Tony, thank you for coming through. Thank you for calling. Thank you, Latoya. Thank you guys for coming through. I appreciate you. What's going on? Absol Mill is in the building. Ralph is in the building. I appreciate y'all from the bottom of my heart. Pamela Carpenter was in the building too as well. I appreciate y'all. God bless. One love.